My ladies, I read I will come with the source next time. I will come with the source next time that ladies are actually supposed to sleep between 9 to 10 hours. Here 6 hours, 7 hours near gents. And that is why I have always wondered, mbona nimechoka na nimelala 8 hours? Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to Murugi Radio, the home of good vibes, good energy, optimism all the way up. You know how we roll over here, because I mean, it's Friday. We are definitely carrying the vibes of the whole week. We are resetting, we are rewinding, we are chilling. Like, it's time for you to close your laptop. It is time for you to put your phone away for some time. You know, get to reconnect with yourself, get to reconnect with the people that you live around, and also get to feel good. Just feel good about yourself. Because we are here to serve the good vibes, good energy, optimism all the way up. Every single step of the way. And as always, this is your host, Murugi Washira. What are we talking about today, guys? Because it has been a TOUGH week. It has been a tough week. We must admit that, right? It has been a tough week. We have had a lot going on. My condolences to the families in KU University that lost their loved ones. I am sending my heartfelt condolences, and that may God give you the grace to get through this difficult moment in your lives. Also, the family and friends to Brian Chira, who was buried on Tuesday. I am also sending my condolences. Lord Almighty, may He guide you, may He protect you, and bless all of you. Thank you so much, guys. Anyway, welcome to today's podcast where we will be talking about you and me, kama kawaida. Because, guys, tell me why we are kind of doubting ourselves sometimes. Why are we thinking that we are not worth the good things? Because I have been asking that question to myself kind of severally, because I am wondering what is the reason behind you not thinking about some positive things about yourself. Why are you not talking to you every single day positively? Also, I am here to just, as always, I am here to remind you, mimi nayo kuambia mjipende nayo sitachoka. I'm not gonna get tired every single day to remind you to love yourself, because you only got you in the long run, no matter how hard, no matter how good it gets, because it's definitely gonna get better. It's definitely gonna get better. Have you ever sat and just asked yourself, what if this is that chapter that things work out? Why are we always asking ourselves, what if I try and it doesn't work out? How about you ask yourself, what if I try and this is that chapter that I am gonna eat. You're gonna be that e-girl, that e-boy. You feel me? So today I want us to discuss a conversation that I have seen on social severally. And it has actually been an issue, and it has been a matter, because I mean, why should it not be a matter when it is something that is affecting all of us in a way or another, to affect every single step of the way. So guys, today's topic is gonna be in regard to self-abuse. Most of the times to talk about kuna abuse gani ingine iya watoto wadogo, what is it called? Abuse ya watoto wadogo. That is the kind of abuse we know. The other kind of abuse we know, child abuse. Oh my goodness. Nasema abuse ya watoto wadogo. Lord, Kiswahili na English. Okay, it's fine. Child abuse. That is the kind of abuse that most of us are familiar with, or gender-based violence, which is abuse maybe with your partner. That is the kind of abuse yenye sisi tunajua. Lakini, have you ever thought that actually kuna abuse yako wewe mwenyewe? Like, you as an individual, you get to abuse yourself. And how are you abusing yourself? You tell me. Can you think about it? Let me peruse some of my notes over here and tell you guys what self-abuse actually means. Okay. Self-abuse refers to any harmful behavior or action directed towards oneself. It can include physical harm such as self-hitting or cutting, as well as emotional harm like negative self-talk or self-destructive habits. Guys, tell me you're not in any of those categories at this point. I am sure you have emotionally abused yourself. You have had you talking to yourself negatively. You have also had some self-destructive habits. By self-destructive habits ni hizo tabia ambazo unajua kwamba they're not helping you in any way. You binge watching. And when I think about binge watching, it's because personally I struggle with binge watching. Like napenda kuwatch kama ni series ya episodes kama 12, nataka kumaliza zote within a night, and that is a self-destructive behavior, because I mean, if I have shughuli in the morning, I'm definitely going to be late, because kwani what time am I going to wake up? I need my, actually guys, I read something the other day. My ladies, I read, I will come with the source next time. I will come with the source next time that ladies are actually supposed to sleep between 9 to 10 hours. Here 6 hours, 7 hours ni ya gents. And that is why I have always wondered, mbona nimechoka na nimelala 8 hours? Kumbe, I just didn't reach my maximum. How good it is to become a woman. Anyway guys, what are some of the causes of self-abuse? Like ni nini hiyo ambayo inafanya mtu aweze kuji-self-abuse? Because I must admit that this is an underlying issue that most of us may not actually have come into contact with. Like most of us may not actually know that we are abusing ourselves. So one is mental health issues. Conditions like depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, OCD, may contribute to self-abuse as a way to cope with emotional pain or distress. Depression and anxiety, personally, I have said it severally, I am a person that deals with anxiety, but I must admit that right now my anxiety has actually reduced, because I am trying to work myself to get through it instead of trying to not actually work towards it and maybe get me to become a better person. I am working myself through it. Other mental health issues are like depression, and like I say, depression is just like any other mental condition, any other illness ambayo mtu anaenda hospitali kutibiwa. And to be honest, depression is a cause to so many other things. It holds a lot, and it holds you down as a person, and I must admit that you being depressed is actually self-abuse to yourself. The other thing is low self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is basically how you feel about yourself, how you feel about you as a person. Am I confident enough to walk in front of people? Am I confident enough to even speak up about what it is that I am going through, you know? Yeah, and that is actually something else, because if you have low self-esteem, then you're definitely abusing yourself, because you will never be comfortable. When you have low self-esteem, you will never be comfortable. Ukiingia kwa hiyo matatu, ukienda mbele ya watu, anywhere, you'll never be comfortable. The other one is past trauma. Individuals who have experienced trauma or abuse in their past may engage in self-abuse as a way to regain control or cope with the lingering effects of their experiences. Like I told you in the previous episode, that the lives we live or how we've grown up will affect us in a very vast way, we must admit. So past trauma may include, like for example, if you grew up in a family ambayo you never have an opinion, you never have an opinion no matter what happens, wewe decisions zako unapatanga zishamekiwa. Of course, the moment you grow up and the moment you become a person, you will hardly become independent. You will always be relying on your parents or the same people that used to make decisions for yourself to also make decisions for you right now, even though you're a grown-up. Yeah? You get me? Because trauma has, this is also a conversation that we will be having. It is in my parking lot somewhere. I know we are supposed to have an episode in regard to trauma and what have you. I know right now most people feel like trauma has actually been imeongelelewa, like imeongelelewa zaidi, but it is not enough yet. It is not enough. Matters to do with your mental, anything mental, we are definitely talking about it as many times as possible, because kama akili yako haiko sawa, if your past life affects, not your past life, if your past makes you feel like you can't do things, that is basically abusing you who you are. I mean, you all know what I mean, right? The other thing is unhealthy coping mechanisms. Some individuals may turn to self-abuse as a maladaptive coping mechanism to deal with stress, overwhelming emotions, or difficult situations. You not having that healthy way of coping with your issues. Like for example, I must say that tunajua ya kwamba kuna watu ambao wakipata stressi tunafika pale kwenye klabu Johnny Walker still. And I am not saying that it is wrong for you to go take alcohol. It is very okay. But what are the circumstances under which you're consuming that alcohol? Are you stressed? Are you okay? Am I consuming alcohol, or am I smoking, or am I using whichever drug because I am not okay? Am I trying to bury myself into the excitement or the highness that that drug is bringing to me? Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Last but not least, social environmental factors. Negative influences such as a toxic social environment, bullying, or peer pressure can contribute to self-abusive behaviors. Personally, if you know, you know. I work with young children, I work with young women and young adults, and bullying in the previous, for my classes, I always have a session where we do a Q&A with the girls. Yeah, I teach girls. So I tend to, every time wanakuja nyumbani, I tend to ask them, what are some of the things that you guys have been going through? And funny thing is, not even funny, that is not even funny, because it is an alarming thing. That is an alarming thing, because when they came home for the midterm holidays, it was pretty alarming to me that hawa watoto wako bullied shuleni. Bullying imerudi na rate nyingine ambayo pia mimi mwenyewe sielewi. And most of these girls, compared to how they were in December and right now they are isolating themselves. You see, they are in that fear of nikiongea alafu tukitoka hapa niende nipigwe, or something of the sort. Like whatever it is that is making them feel bullied. Yeah, I mean, it is really sad. It is really sad that we are actually going back to those times that are pretty traumatizing. Because I remember when I was joining high school, there was this people that were in high school way before us, because mimi ni Gen Z, mimi ni mtoto wa juzi. People that went to high school around seme na uko matuo nikiwa primary school, that was maybe na uko ma 2014, ma 2013, ma 2012, ma 2011. Bullying was actually a thing in schools. And I must admit that they have actually tried to like work through it, but let me say it's kind of sielewi ni nini na happen. But anyway, change of scenery. Don't I look cute regardless? I mean, some of the common triggers in regard to self-abuse can vary from person to person, of course. Like I always say, we're different people, we cope with situations differently. Wait first, I hope you guys can see the rain. I mean, am I not blessed? Are we not blessed to be listening to an episode on a Friday when it's raining? Yeah. So some of the common triggers for self-abuse may include emotional distress. Intense emotions like sadness, anger, or anxiety can trigger self-abusive behaviors as a way to cope or numb the pain. So what do people do exactly? The thing that people actually do when it comes to emotional distress is you just want to be sad. You keep on being sad. You're so angry. You just want to be angry, you know? You have anxiety. Like, you just don't want to get out of that cocoon. You feel me? Yeah. The other trigger may be stressful situations. Of course, stress will literally trigger everything. Of course, there is positive and negative stress. Hiyo ndio tunajua. Lakini sasa when it comes to the negative stress, high levels of stress, whether related to school, work, relationships, or personal challenges, can contribute to self-abuse as a maladaptive coping mechanism. Today I've learned a new word, maladaptive. Go check it out. I don't know what it means either, but go check it out, guys. So, stressful situations, like our lives every day are literally stress. Kuna ile stress ya 5 minutes. Like, I always tell you guys, like every time when I am headed to this venue where we do our shooting and recording, I always feel that anxiety of, wow, will we make it in time? Will we, you know, all that kind of thing. But eventually it ends up getting to be very okay. You feel me? Also, let's say maybe your schoolwork. Maybe right now I know most of you are doing exams and unasikia tu waleo kuna ile unit fulani, kwanza watu wa civil engineering kidogo najua mnateseka, lakini msijali we say that all these things are not here to last forever, right? They're not here to last forever. Good days, better days, brother days are coming. Come rain, come sunshine. Like right now it's rain, and like a few minutes ago it was sun. Yeah. Triggers from past trauma, hiyo tumeongelelea. Negative self-image, that also goes along with having low self-esteem, right? Social pressure or isolation. Peer pressure, feelings of isolation or a lack of support can exacerbate jamani, self-abusive tendencies. So, social pressure or isolation. Let me talk about social pressure first. Social pressure includes peer pressure. Like, for example, let's say you are the kind of person when things are not okay, you just wanna listen to what your friends are telling you. If your friends tell you, twende rave, twende sherehe, mtapiga sherehe for the next 3-4 days, you're not even taking care of yourself. In as much as tunapiga sherehe, usijisahau pia. Like, you need to look good regardless. I mean, honey, you need to look fly every single time. Like, no matter what you're doing with your life out there, you need to look good. Like, in Rihanna's words, I'm gonna say, pretend, pretend. Fake it, fake it. When I say fake it, I don't mean, when I say fake it, I mean it like kwako. Fake it until that is your reality. If you're not okay, you need to fake being okay. Like, you keep telling yourself that, yeah. Because I understand that most people, especially most people that I have interacted with one-on-one, and people that are actually having some mental issues, or people that are depressed, people that are not okay, people usually tell me that I don't even have this lightest energy to like tell myself ati unaweza amka ama unaweza fanya ama unaweza, like anafeel hana inajua kufanya jambo lolote. So when I say pretend, I mean pretend that you can actually do it. Just get things done, honey. Get things done until that becomes your reality. When everything just stops being that messy in your head, and when things start aligning themselves, then yeah, you can at least say, I pretended until I actually made it here. I mean, I think we are always pretending about the wrong things. Anyway, that is besides the point. How do I overcome self-abuse? I overcome self-abuse by reaching out for help. I mean, wanasema ya kwamba a problem shared is half solved. Where is the lie in that statement? And again, no man is an island. You cannot do things on your own. I was on TikTok, I guess today, around the morning hours, and there is this guy that goes around asking people questions, and this particular question stuck in my head. Alipatana na msichana akamuuliza, what will you tell people that are actually struggling with their mental health? This girl actually, first of all, alicheka kidogo. Alikuwa well, that's a pretty tough question. And akajibu akasema, rely on others. Rely on others. And I thought to myself that that's actually it. Rely on others for you to be okay. Like, akukosangi that one person that you can actually rely on. If it's your therapist, if it is your best friend, if it is your parents, just rely on someone. Because when it comes to mental issues and matters in regard to you self-abusing yourself, most of the times tujuangi ya kwamba you are actually abusing yourself. You just need someone to like tell you, hey bro, kidogo, you're not doing okay. We need to get back on track, right? We need to get back on track. And yeah, so rely on others. It's not wrong. I also understand that there are people that will say it's so hard to trust people nowadays and all that kind of thing. But honey, pray for the right people to find you. Pray that you will find the right circles around you. Develop healthy coping strategies. This is basically, like, I understand there are people when you just feel like everything is crazy. You just want to isolate. You want to harm yourself. You want to hit the walls. You want to do everything crazy, which should actually not be the case. Instead, start a podcast. Tell people what you're thinking. Instead, go on your Instagram. Post for us some funny things. And a walk. All those kind of things. Do them. Build a support network. Your network is your network. That is something that I was told 2 years ago, and it has stuck in my mind forever, because your network is your net worth. The people that surround you will either build you or destroy you, or just make you be stagnant. Create a safety plan. If you want to get better, you need to first of all identify, I am self-abusing myself. I am harming my emotions, you need to understand that I am actually not doing the best for myself. I am actually talking to myself negatively. I actually don't want to have a high self-esteem. So you need to identify all those things that are actually making you not, you know. And then now, after you have identified them, now identify what am I supposed to do. Maybe wake up in the morning, hit the gym, hmm, go run, look good. I mean, pretend. Kaa vizuri. No matter how, in Shira's words, don't look like your problems. Don't look like your problems. I am sorry that today I have mentioned Shira so much because I think he's just a lesson for all of us to actually learn. May his soul rest in peace. So, guys, in today's episode, why Murugi? Why did you just sit down and decide to just talk to us about self abuse, right? And I remembered someone once asked me this question, and this person actually came to me confidently and was like, yo, why are you talking to us about mental issues all the time, all the damn time? And I was like, your mental health is your engine. Like, if up here is not okay, nothing else is gonna work. I am just here to be that light. You see that bright light at the end of the tunnel? I am in between you and that bright light at the end of the tunnel. That is me now. That is Murugi Radio trying to give you hope, because there is life, regardless of what your life looks like right now. There is light and there is hope. After the hardships, I mean, I am the voice that never stops. And we are here to always remind one another that positivity, optimism, these are the things that will make us get through life. I mean, I personally practice what I say. I must admit that. I am good vibes. I am good energy. If you've met me, you know. And guys, can we stop self-abusing ourselves? Let us stop doing all these things to make ourselves not feel worthy. Let us stop making ourselves feel like, I don't deserve love. Honey, you deserve everything good. Like, if someone walks up to you and tells you, yo, you look great, mbona unashinda utajibu useme nini? You're supposed to know that already, I mean, right? You're supposed to know that. When a girl walks up to you as a guy and tells you, yo, your beard looks fly, you're supposed to be like, oh, thanks, girl. You're supposed to already know. What do you mean? Unaanza kuwa like, yeah, man, what do you mean? Really, guys? You are the best thing that has ever happened to the world, because I mean the world will not be the same if you were not here. Anyway, guys, this is me telling you guys that there is a bright light that awaits you at the end of the tunnel. After the dark days are over, better days are definitely coming. Yeah, that is basically it. That's just it. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast, guys. And for the people that have been supporting me, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Kuna watu wananipatanga tu kwa DM. Hiyo episode ya leo manze. I needed it. And let me tell you, this has been the flyest of weeks ever. This must have been the flyest of weeks ever. After I uploaded my previous episode, I have had like 3 people or more. Actually, it's more than 3 people. Come up to me and they're like, girl, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Keep doing it. We are definitely loving what you're doing. And let me tell you, the voice that never stops is definitely never stopping. I am here to remind you that one more time, every single time. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Kama uja subscribe bado, na kukumbusha pia leo weza kusubscribe fina kibonye. Kiswahili jamani. Yeah. Bonyeza kwenye subscribe button. Jamani Kiswahili. What happened to me in Kiswahili, guys? Like, I think I attended all my lessons fully as Kiswahili, but anyway. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Yeah. And now the rains have started officially. Guys, thank you so much. I am sending love to everyone that is struggling with whatever. Let me give you a hotline in case you feel like things are actually getting tough. I work under LVCT Health, and I will definitely advocate for the one-to-one call, which is 1120. Just dial 1120 and it's a free call. Just call and you will be given someone to actually talk to you. Hiyo ndio najua ambayo niko sure nayo ya kwamba you will actually be assisted. I don't know about any others because I have not actually tried them. But 1120 is a hotline number you can call when things are not okay at the comfort of your wherever you are at. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. This was your host, Morugi Washira.